What up? What up? What up? Welcome back, everybody, to Nothing Held Back. Today, I am in the studio by myself, and Helio is not in town today, but he is still with us. He is connecting to us via Zoom call. So, hello, Engel. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone at home is doing well as well.
How we doing?
We're doing good, man. How you doing? How you doing?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
I also apologize if there's any sort of disconnect or anything like that. Engel is obviously, like I said, he's not in studio today, but no, we'll be chilling. It's a good day. It's Tuesday. We're back. Unfortunately, there is no Game 7 for the NHL Finals, Stanley Cup, because unfortunately the Golden Knights lost on Sunday in a pretty brutal fashion, man. What was it? 3-0, I think, was the final score. It didn't exactly go our way.
It was 3-0.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that they lost is the fact that they were up 2-0.
Yeah.
They were up 2-0, and everybody was feeling the night fever.
Yup.
And then, yeah, we all know what happened then.
I mean,
Just bad.
we ended up winning in we ended up taking it to 6 games, so it's not that bad, of course, but obviously losing just in general sucks. I mean, no one likes to lose. If you like to lose, that's crazy to me. I guess you're the New York Jets or the Cleveland Browns at that point, but nah, but hey,
you're right.
I am happy for Carolina, though. I mean, first cup in 20 years now, and it's kind of cool that their current head coach was actually a player with the last time they won the cup. So I was like, that's kind of cool. So I'm like, at least it's a team that hasn't won it in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, if we were gonna lose, at least it was a team that kind of was due to an extent. I guess would be the way I put it. But no, I mean, it's cool. It is what it is.
I'm sure you saw today, the Knights coach won't be back.
Correct. Tortorella is not returning. I did see that I believe they've got a replacement already. I didn't see exactly who the replacement was. My sister and I were actually talking about this. I was dropping her off at the airport earlier. She's going to visit my grandmother. Or she's going a little weekend trip or whatever with my grandma in California. And so we were talking about this on the way there, and she had mentioned the name of the guy who is taking over the coaching position. I think I want to say Brian Craig, I believe I think that sounds right. That sounds right.
He's been with the organization for a long time. That hasn't happened at all yet. They're going to take their time, but okay. That could happen.
Yeah,
that could happen.
I didn't see it myself. I'm just something that she had mentioned, but I mean,
but he's been with the organization since the beginning. He's been an assistant coach. He's been a coach of the Henderson Silver Knights and stuff like that. So a lot of people do want him to be the head coach because he's been around forever.
Right.
So we'll see.
Kind of like a in-house promotion type thing, which honestly, I mean, does work out a lot of. I feel like a lot of the time when there's promotions from within house, whether it's assistant coach moving up to head coach, or let's say in the NFL when you have a linebackers coach move it to defensive coordinator, stuff like that happens all the time, and usually that kind of thing works out relatively well. I mean, at least in the short term.
I feel like in-house hires are always kind of better because they know the culture of the team.
Right.
The players already know them. They love them, obviously, or they wouldn't even be considered as a in-house hire.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, they do work out to me. I feel like they work out a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, there are obviously some cases in which it doesn't end up working out. Like we saw with the Eagles a couple years ago when they promoted Kevin Patullo into the offensive coordinator position. That obviously did not work out. Obviously did not work out. I feel like, honestly, the Eagles usually end up being the exception with that rule because I remember seeing something on Twitter a couple months ago that every time that they've in the last however long, every time that they've promoted a positional coach or whatever to a coordinator position from within in the last, I think it was since 2018, I think, every time that they've promoted someone from within into a coordinator role, it hasn't worked out and they end up losing that job. But then when they not necessarily lose at the job, but season's pretty shit. But then when they bring in guys like Vic Fangio and I cannot remember the offensive coordinator that they brought in, who's now the coach of the Saints. His name's blanking on me, but stuff like that, or Kellen Moore. There it is, Kellen Moore. like they bring in, those kind of guys, and then it ends up working out better for him. So I feel like they're kind of the exception to the rule to an extent. But
well, we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, if you're a fan, you know who the man is, and you want to see him get promoted. So
right, of course, yeah. I mean, yes, like we were saying, it tends to be better for an inside hire because, like you said, Engel, it's they already know the structure a little bit. They know how this team wants to operate. So, to be fair, there's a lot of people too that say that like we're like one of the more ruthless teams in the NHL, just because we do not to an extent we do not care how long you've been here, what you've done. It's what you're doing now. That's why we let go. That's why we let go of Bruce Cassidy. That's why we've traded away certain guys that have done well for us in the past. That's why we let certain guys leave. Like it's just whatever is best for us in the moment is I guess what matters at that point.
Yeah, we ain't for that bull. So
exactly,
it is what
it is. Yeah. Some other stuff that happened over the weekend. Some unfortunate news coming out of California. The former San Francisco 49er Aldon Smith has unfortunately passed away at 36. I haven't seen anything as to how he passed. Right. Like I haven't seen anything as to how he passed. I did see, however, that apparently a few hours before he passed away, he was up in Northern California working with a local like homeless outreach group, delivering pizzas to people, to homeless people out in the area, delivering food. Oh, sorry, fixing my So I mean, at least he's a big member of the community. Both he's big on the field and big off the field. I'm curious to see if like what happened. I think I did see that they're looking into. I think his family is donate. I could be wrong. But I did see something that like his family is thinking about donating like basically his body to figure out if CTE played a factor.
Oh yeah, so they're gonna donate his brain to CTE so that way they can. Which I mean, that's not a bad thing at all. I mean, all these former. That's the only way you can. That's the only way you can find out.
Right.
Is after they're dead. So, being the former professional athlete that he was, they should donate it, and so that way they can hopefully try to come up with something to prevent the next athlete from.
Right. Like obviously we want to try and prevent it as much as possible. That's the goal with everything, either preventing it as much as possible or just getting rid of it entirely. Obviously that's the goal ultimately. But as of right now, that's just not feasible. So that's why we've seen over the last handful of years when certain athletes pass away, and on top of that, they're suspected of having CTE. A lot of times the family will end up donating just so that way they can, see if they can research it further.
That's the same thing that just happened with the hockey player that just committed suicide. I think he was from Carolina. He played Carolina too. I forget his name, but he was literally with the team 4 days. 4 days later, he commits suicide. And so they're talking about donating his brain for CTE.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that I haven't seen that, but I'll have to look at that later. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, obviously not great news when it comes to that. It was interesting. I was at work. I think it was Saturday when we found all this out. I was at work and my boss tells me and goes, "Caleb, Aldon Smith just passed away." And I go, I almost broke into tears because I was like, there is no way. Like, I feel like he was just, like he was just there. Like I feel like we just saw him. And we really did, because he didn't retire from the NFL all that long ago. I don't think so. I only think he retired in like 2017 or 2018.
But he wasn't playing for like a season or two before he actually retired.
Right. Yeah. So obviously it's been a little bit, but like it just didn't feel like it'd been that long. So it was kind of crazy to kind of see that. But wishing all the best for his family. Hopefully everything works out for them and that they're doing their best, and that they can kind of, I don't want to say move past it, but like I don't really know move forward, I guess would be the way to put it.
And like I said, it seems like he was doing good, or as far as like giving back to the community before he passed. So
absolutely.
Let's just hope that it wasn't like drug related, or we'll find out what happened eventually. Right. All we can do is family the best.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's all we can ask for. But some better news coming out of the NFL. Let's move on to something a little bit happier. Cam Jordan, former New Orleans Saint, is still a New Orleans Saint. He has signed, as of like 2 hours ago, he has signed back to the Saints on a 1-year deal. I didn't see anything in terms of the money of it, but I've heard that it's highly incentive based. Basically, the better at least the majority of the money is incentive based. So the better he performs, the more money he makes. Which when he's going to be 37 at some point during this NFL season, you don't want to fork over, let's say, $4 or $5 million guaranteed to a guy that's going to have 2.5 sacks. You know what I mean? So having this, even though he just had 10.5 sacks this last year, in his age 36 season, like, you still don't want to fork over all this money for someone in their age 37 when they may not perform to what they usually do.
It's almost like a double-sided coin. You don't want to just give him $5 million, but then you're going to make it incentive based. Where now, if he goes and balls out, you're going to end up paying him more than what you would have paid him.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like they would rather him, ball out and earn the money than not ball out and still get the money.
Yeah. But remember, they're the Saints. He can still ball out, and their team could still suck.
Yes, but then they're also in the NFC South, and 8 wins makes the playoffs. So, like, it's at the end of the day, honestly, anything's up for grabs. Really, anything's up for grabs at this point.
That is true.
Yeah. Something else we'll talk about here for a second. NBA. Congratulations to the New York Knicks on winning the NBA Finals in 5 games. It's crazy to me because it's like people, like some of like our kids, you know what I mean? Or like some of these younger kids that are watching this now aren't going to remember the exact scores and the footage and everything like that from the game. And they're 15 years from now, they're just going to see, Knicks won 4-1. The Spurs were awful that year. No, this series was probably the most competitive 5-game series I think we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, this was, every single game was last second.
Every game was good.
Absolutely.
Game was good. It was so good. It's like you didn't have to like the Spurs or the Knicks, but you wanted to watch it because every game was good.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I said it was going to be a gentleman's sweep. So
you did. You were just, wrong as to which team would be getting the gentleman's sweep.
That's true.
Yeah. But congratulations to Jalen Brunson on winning Finals MVP. Congratulations to Karl Anthony Towns on getting his ring. Congratulations to Mitchell Robinson, the longest tenured player on that Knicks team, who finally got his ring after being there for almost 10 years. I saw something too that they're going to use his truck in the championship parade, and he's super excited for that. So that'll be kind of cool to see. Yeah, they're literally like New York.
I bet you they don't care about those picks now.
No, they like Josh Hart and all them were like, who cares about the picks? We won. Who gives a shit? Like, they literally just said, who cares?
Golly.
F them picks. They are the LA Rams at this point. At this point.
I got a surprise for you.
Oh, there's a surprise?
BJ, come here. This was a Quan request from 1992 on the basketball courts of Cimarron High. A legend was born. I don't know.
I like how when you say his name, your Wi-Fi got better.
Did it?
A little bit, yeah.
So I'm out here in Arizona hanging with my big bro and the family. This is Quan's old bestie. He met Quan before I did. Because I was just a little nerd in the lunchroom serving lunches, and he was on the court trying to act like he knew how to ball.
I mean, you're still a nerd, but
hey, there ain't nothing wrong with being a nerd. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, it's my big brother BJ chilling like a villain.
But yeah, it's his fault. I know Angel.
Yeah. It's his fault. Yeah, it is his fault.
Well, hey, I mean, to an extent, then it's he's the reason that we're here at that point.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're the reason we're here. Thank you. Did I think? No. Oh, thank you, man.
This all stems back to you.
Yeah, back to you.
So y'all call him Mark. I don't call him Mark.
Quan. Oh, what do you? Magic.
I call him Magic.
Magic. Wow.
That's how long he's known me.
Yeah. Right. The Magic Man is trying to do all of those. He thought he was Magic Johnson.
People legit didn't know my name in high school.
I didn't know your name.
My teachers called me Magic.
Yeah, we called you Magic.
Yeah, I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
Magic. I never said, hey, what's your real name?
Hey, I always picked you for my team though.
Because I was
When you
good.
played, he was on my team.
Because I was good.
Well,
I
I don't know.
You was good. I'll give you that.
Hitting you with the no look pass.
There you go.
All right, thanks, brother. Yeah. All right.
Good seeing you, bro.
Huh?
Looking all healthy.
You know what? Ooh, this guy saw me.
BJ, not you.
Not you is crazy.
See how he does me?
He's not even in the same state, and you're still getting it, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Because he is healthy. That man right there doing his thing. Inspirational.
Yeah, man, looking good.
There you go. Yeah. Also, it's funny that you say from way back in 1992. That is 10 years before I was born. Just to age y'all for a second.
Ain't that crazy?
Man, we grew up in the best era, so.
Way best era. Caleb, you don't even know what you're missing.
I mean, I will say this. A lot of, because with me, me being born when I wasn't, me having the mom that I had, I still grew up with a lot of like, I feel like I grew up with a lot of like 80s and 90s, kind of stuff with like certain TV shows and like certain music and, that kind of thing. Like, obviously not to the same extent.
Name your favorite 80s TV show.
Honestly, that 70s show is still one of my favorite shows. And that was in like, I think 82, 84 was when that started.
Nope. That was like in the 90s.
Was it in the 90s?
That 70s show was in the 90s.
I thought it was in the 80s. My bad.
Uh-huh.
But no, I grew up watching like the original Smurfs cartoons, Tom and Jerry, like all the original, like the old Scooby Doo stuff. Like those cartoons were some of my those were my stuff growing up.
Okay. I mean, those are cool.
Yeah, and then my grandma, we sometimes growing up, we'd watch like Brady Bunch and the Andy Griffith Show, and obviously those were from before, those, because that was black and white TV, but like I grew up with a lot of like older stuff. So even though I'm like, yes, I am young, I don't know, I still kind of feel like I have like some connection with some of that.
Are you trying to say you're young, but you have an old soul?
I guess. I guess. I don't know.
I'm just saying. You know what? I'll agree with that, Caleb, though, but you still missed out, brother. You still missed out.
Yeah. I would have liked to have grown up with some of this stuff.
You don't know what it's like to just go outside and play.
Bro, I did that most of my childhood. I didn't start like being inside for like just doing stuff until I was like 12 or 13.
That's just because moms was kicking you out of the house.
Not even that.
Intentionally going outside to play. Hey, after your homework's done, I'll meet you at the rec center, meet you at the court, meet you here.
Oh, I did that with we'd go down to the park down the street, shoot hoops all the time.
Just saying, man. You missed out.
It is what it is.
But let's get back to it. So, in other NFL news, hey, Rashid Rice got out today.
Yeah, Rashid Rice has been released. I saw like a little video of him doing like a little scamper. Like he was excited to be here. Like, hey, I'm free. But
he got out the joint. I didn't realize it's already been 30 days.
I honestly, I didn't either. Like, is it? I don't know if it's actually been 30 or he got like released a few days early with like good behavior or something.
I feel like they just locked him up.
Right. I feel like it was like 2 weeks ago that we were talking about this of like him having a 30-day sentence or something.
But hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, he got out. Maybe this time he won't fuck it up.
I doubt it, but
Yeah.
And other news, Henry Ruggs' bail got denied.
Yep. Yeah, he got denied his like probation and everything. Yeah.
Wouldn't let him out. He's
Nope.
still.
Well, he was going like 124 miles an hour, something ridiculous.
Everybody deserves a second chance.
Yeah, sure. Not yet.
Yeah.
Bro was going 124 miles an hour. And it was a whole like. I still remember seeing like the pictures and the videos and everything from that whole thing. Like that was ridiculous to me.
It's just been too soon.
I guess, yeah, it hasn't been long enough.
All right.
Maybe another year or two from now.
Let's get into some real football. World Cup.
World Cup. World Cup's coming around. I was actually just talking to Quan about it for a split second.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All the way.
I think there's a very interesting stat that I saw because like I don't follow World Cup that much. I really don't because soccer, I just you know what I mean? Like it's there. You know that's it's there type thing. It's cool, but it's but I the other day I was scrolling through after Team USA had won, they scored more goals in the game versus Paraguay than they did the entirety of the 2022 tournament. They scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
I'm
sure they scored more than 4 goals.
They scored 3 in 2022, according to I think it was either ESPN or something like what are they like or Bleacher Report that I saw the picture from.
Well, you got to think though, Team USA as far as the men, are really now. It's really been about the women.
Yes,
the women. Team USA, the women
for a long
really,
time.
Yeah, they've been really good. But this year's Team USA team, they're legit, bro. They're legit.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching World Cup since it started, and after this, I'll be watching Messi in Argentina.
Ooh.
Try to run it back.
That'll be fun.
Team USA, they got a shot, man. They got a shot. They play some solid defense. They got a scorer on there, Rogdan. I think his name is Rogdan. Rogan or something like that.
Yeah.
Solid scorer, man. Which is crazy, though, because he was born in New York, raised in London. His mom is African. So you had 3 different countries, like literally 3 different countries
on
a bid war for his services. And at first I was like, I don't get it until I saw him play.
Right.
The man is legit.
He's nice with it?
He's nice with it.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, hey, USA,
listen,
man.
I don't know much about soccer. I am now just going to be a soccer fan. You know, Washington, UC United or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm watching this. It's actually fun to watch.
I'll have to give it more of a shot. I mean, obviously, for me, a lot of the games, what it feels like with every one of these sports, all of the games are on when I'm working. So it's like I try and tune in as much as I can. But obviously, like when I got too much stuff to be doing.
They'll show 4 or 5 games, but they start in the morning and then they run until.
Yep.
But if you get a chance to watch a game, and it doesn't matter the country that's playing.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, the Netherlands played. They had a sea of orange. A sea of orange, which was, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, holy crap. In their fan club, a dude has an orange bus that he brought from the Netherlands over and drove it all the way to New Jersey or something for their game yesterday.
That's insane.
Wild.
That's insane. Wild. I did see too that there was, I think it was the Scottish fans out in New York were pissed that a lot of like the pubs or whatever ran out of beer. Like
I believe it.
They went to like different it was like different bars, and I think I think MetLife as well, and they drank so much that they started like run out of beer.
Man,
they're like, what the hell is this?
You get a chance to watch it, World Cup. Like, and honestly, that's the only time I really ever watch soccer.
Yeah.
World Cup. Like every 4 years. But it's dope. Not gonna lie. It's dope.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll have to tune in because I mean I've seen with us having like the sports bar right around the corner, like on my way out from work and stuff like that, I'll stop and watch little snippets here and there, nothing crazy.
It's a month long, so
yeah, I'll definitely have time to tune in at some point.
Yeah, it's a month long, so it's like
I'll have time at some point.
It's dope.
Yeah. But I do want to move back with the Knicks real quick. Just because after the Knicks won, this something I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but something I predicted with like my friends and stuff like that. I said if the Knicks win the championship, New York City is going to turn into the Purge.
Oh yeah,
I was right. I was right because good God, New York is nuts. I was watching videos. They were slamming, like they were climbing poles. They were fighting in the streets. There was one video I saw of them, like of people. It was in San Antonio. There was like a San Antonio fan that was leaving the arena. Or no, it wasn't. It was in New York. It was in New York. Sorry. There was a San Antonio fan that was leaving MSG after watching like going to the watch party or whatever. And a bunch of Knicks fans started harassing him and whatever. So then he wanted to start fighting. And then people just like would sneak up behind him and like smack him upside the head and shit. And then he would turn around and then someone else come back and smack him upside the head. He got into like a bunch of fights. Bro was a bowling ball. I think he actually like has a tentative, like as of now, there's like a tentative contract with him to start a boxing career just from seeing. It's crazy. Like this, first of all, this guy's a unit. Like he is a unit.
He's gonna be fighting Jake Paul pretty soon.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. Or if he wants to fight, like whether it's Tommy Fury or Eddie Hall or whoever, like there's some crazy stuff going. But this guy was nuts. He was throwing fights with everybody and anybody. Those hands were rated E for everyone. Like he was popping off. He did not care. And honestly, like there was points where he had like 5 or 6 guys trying to jump him, and he was kind of holding his own, like kicking people off of him, throwing punches left and right. Like it was doing pretty good. I got to give him credit. Even though he ended up, he ended up, getting escorted out and all that. And then he was like, man, I just hope, like, and he's like in his, I want to say his late 30s. And he said something like, man, my mom's going to be pissed when she sees this.
Bro, it's just basketball. Like,
people get so crazy, bro.
It's just basketball.
Right. That's why I seen like, obviously some of the videos of stuff after, the next one, like there were some good videos. Like there was a part of New York where the entire people were like, standing on like their balconies and stuff, people down in the streets and everything. And they were singing New York State of Mind. That was really cool. I saw that. I thought that was really cool. And then there was other stuff where they were, they were throwing stuff at police. They were throwing like vases and plates and stuff at police horses to scare them and get them off and shit. Like, which, first of all, those horses did nothing, bro. Like, leave them alone. Like, leave those horses alone.
Man, yes, I want to turn up because my team won the championship.
Get drunk and roam the streets. Don't throw shit.
I'm not trying to destroy my city, man.
And that's what they did. Like I said, they were throwing stuff at police horses. They blew up a school bus. And that's not an exaggeration. I saw a video of them literally, like a school bus just on its side on fire.
Yeah, I saw it on fire.
Yeah, I saw a video of a guy who I don't even know I don't know how this is possible. This guy made a firework minigun and was just shooting it down lane of one of the alleys or whatever. I didn't know that was possible, but I just remember seeing a video of just a ton of fireworks just flying down the street.
Why is your people destroying your city, sir?
It's crazy. That's why I'm saying, like, some of these New York fans are kind of like Philly fans, where they will just do this shit. Like, they'll just do it.
They're about that life.
They are about that life. I have a lot of friends that are, that live in either New York or New Jersey. And so one of my buddies, Jamal, he, after the next one, I don't know why he decided that would be a great time to go out and party. Head ass. But I mean, he knows. Like, he knows what's about to happen. I was like,
but they ain't won a championship his whole life.
Right. So, it was cool for him. But yeah, my buddies and I were, in call, like watching some of these videos and stuff of just people going around just throwing shit and breaking stuff and whatever. And the whole time I'm just like, man, Jamal might die today. Like, there's a not zero chance Jamal doesn't make it home.
Not at all.
Which, well, okay, I mean, yeah, we say that, but it's like I've also seen stuff before of, I think it was when Philly either won or lost the Super Bowl a handful of years ago. People were literally like, I mean, people were getting kaput. So
Philly fans ain't no better. So
right, that's what I'm saying. So it's like it wouldn't have like you know what I mean. I saw statistics of like there was more people arrested after the Knicks won the finals than San Antonio scored in the second half.
See, there you go.
There was like
63
arrests made, something like that, and San Antonio scored I think 30 points. Or that was like I don't know if it was exactly that game, but like that was the graphic that I saw. It's just ridiculous, man. People just turn up. It's crazy to me.
It's wild.
It's wild to me. Right, because it's like at the end of the day, and I saw videos of like the aftermath. It's like, bro, you're just like, I get it, you're excited, but there's no reason to start fights in the streets. There's no reason to start throwing stuff at police horses. There's no reason to blow up a school bus. Like that is complete. Like all that's completely unnecessary.
Any New Yorker, they don't need a reason.
I guess, but like,
Gonna do it.
yeah, it's wild to me, man. I could never imagine like if and when I mean, actually, it's not going to be a when. It's a big if. If Sacramento ever does anything of note, I'm going to get excited. I might get drunk, but I'm not going to start fights and throwing shit in the streets.
You're gonna be trying to tear this mother up.
No,
even though that's never really gonna happen. So
hey, drunk Caleb is fun, Caleb. All right, I am a happy drunk. I have learned this.
I believe it. He said, I have learned this.
I have learned this. It just,
I believe it.
The aftermath of which is not fun.
Caleb, the happy drunk.
I'm a happy drunk. I'm just in a good mood. I'm just a smiley drunk. You know, it is what it is.
Like I said, I believe it.
Yeah, it is what it is. But no, man, it's wild. Obviously, super happy for the Knicks. Finally, happy for them to finally get their ring. Hopefully, your city recovers from this, because good God, I saw what y'all were doing, and I think every single one of you needs Jesus at this point. Because what was that? I'm sorry, what was
this week over, they'll recover.
You said what was that, Angel?
I said after this weekend they'll recover.
Yeah, we'll find out.
The parade away, and then
Yeah, the parade's gonna be cool. I would have wished and loved to have had a Vegas parade, but that didn't happen.
Stinking nights.
It is what it is. I mean, obviously, still, I'm happy that it was a team that hadn't won it in a long time, and not just like one of the, not like the Penguins or the Bruins or whatever. I mean, teams that win it, I feel like pretty consistently.
That's true.
So it's like, at least it was a team that hadn't won it in 20 years. But I would have also loved for it have been the Knights, because that would have been really cool.
Right.
That would have been, because then I could have gone to the parade, and like it would have been so much fun, man. That would have been fun. We could have done a live stream at the parade or something like that. That would have been dope.
We still have the aces.
We still have the what?
We still have the aces.
We do have the aces, and they will probably win again. Honestly, like I would put money on them winning it this upcoming year, because they seem to win it every year.
Let's go.
I mean, hey, we've won the last three of the last four, so let's make it 4 or 5.
If they win it this year, we're gonna live stream from the parade.
Oh, guaranteed. Stamp it right now.
Yeah, we'll live stream from the parade. That would be dope.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Some other news though. I know I've been seeing a lot about Brandon Ayuk recently. He's been talking a lot of shit, just doing the same thing he's been doing for months, man. I mean, we talked about it last week. Like, we talked about it last week of him saying, like, oh, the Niners are just pissed that they paid me this money. No.
Yeah.
Like, you were paid the money because you earned it. We're just pissed off that after you got hurt, after throwing a complete bitch fit all summer, that you just decided, hey, you know what's better than rehab? Going 100 miles an hour down the side of the freeway. That's what we're mad about. We're mad about you screwing off and doing X, Y, Z and not taking your rehab seriously from your injury. We could care less about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the principle of this, like, absolutely insane behavior that we're getting from you.
Principalities.
It's the principalities. But no,
like Lynch said, he'll never play in another Niner uniform. So
no, he's done.
We'll see where he ends up.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reports from like different accounts on Twitter and stuff that the poly market odds kind of keep changing in terms of like who like the leading team was. At one point, I saw that the Raiders were like one of the lead teams. I saw the Steelers at one point were one of the leading teams. Buffalo was up there at one point. Baltimore is up there as well. Kansas City obviously is probably going to be up there as well. Like, it's just a lot of these teams. I think I saw Chicago, I think, was up there as well.
Washington was up there.
Washington was up there. Yeah. I think that's kind of fizzled out now more so.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm just kind of tired of the wide receiver drama saga, like this diva behavior that we see from a lot of these big receivers, whether it's, Brandon Ayuk doing his whole thing. I've seen Deebo Samuel doing his, a handful of years ago as well. Seeing, what was it? I think Justin Jefferson, when he was trying to get paid and he deleted like all the Vikings stuff off of social media or whatever. We just see this. It feels like every year where there's or Stephon Diggs doing whatever the hell he's doing. Like, I feel like we see this every year of something going on with a wide receiver, whether he wants to get paid or he wants to get traded. And so he just starts up a bunch of drama, says a bunch of shit on the internet, and just tries to get himself out. Just tries to force himself out. And it's like, no one wants to deal with that.
In their position, they're predicated on getting the ball. So when they don't feel they're getting enough, or because if every time they don't catch a ball or every time the ball's not thrown their way, in their mind it's, you're losing me money.
Like, I get that.
So,
I do. But it's just, I don't know.
So yeah, they throw fits, and now they don't want to play for this team because I feel like I can get the ball more over here.
Right.
That way I can make more money over here. So they always kind of do that crap.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to always be the thing. Receivers obviously being like the big example of this, but I see it from quarterbacks too. With, I think Kyler Murray was doing it a handful of years ago. I feel like we see it again almost every year where there's just some big player that like we saw Myles Garrett do it last year when he wanted to either get paid what he deserved or get traded. And then he ended up essentially getting both by getting paid $40 million a year, and now he's traded to the Rams. And I hate that.
That's so wild.
I hate it so much. I'm so tired of this, bro. Bro, for me, I'm like, the Niners, I feel like have had a good chance coming into this year. Like, we're fully healthy outside of George Kittle, who may or may not be ready for week 1, but it's leaning towards he will be. Like, that's really the only concern at this point. Drake Greenlaw's looking good. Fred Warner's looking good. Like, the receivers are looking pretty good. Mike Evans looks great. But it's just, as soon as that happened, I'm like, man.
God, Mike Evans.
Big Mike.
I love Mike Evans, man.
I do too. I've always liked Mike Evans. I've always liked him. I've loved, watching him do the crazy catches he's done over the years. I've loved the fights with Marshawn Lattimore. That was so much fun to watch. Those were so much fun. Like, prime Marshawn, prime Mike. Dude, those fights were great. I mean,
I've always been a Mike Evans fan. So
Oh yeah.
I hope he does really good.
Thank you. I hope he does too.
In San Fran. Well, I'll see him play live. Like I said, I'm going to the game. So.
Oh yeah, you are. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
It'll
be cool. I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited for this upcoming year of football. Obviously, we've had a lot of new people in a lot of new cities, new teams. A lot of returning, guys as well. Talking about Cam Jordan a little bit earlier. There's some guys that we're seeing too that like are making the move from football to media. Russell Wilson being the newest addition to that. He's going to be moving to media this upcoming year. So that'll be interesting. I wonder what Mr. Unlimited is going to be doing. I think he's part of the CBS broadcasting team, I think.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, from what I understand, so he had a deal, or like he had an offer from, I believe it was either the Jets or the Giants or both. He had an offer from at least one of them, and he instead decided, you know what, I'm good. Which honestly, that's fair. I wouldn't want to play for either of those. Like, I wouldn't want to play for if it was the Jets, I would not want to play for the Jets. Actually, it was the Jets because he was on the Giants this last year, and obviously that didn't turn out well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's moving on and moving. I want to say moving up. I think it's it's going to be good for him. Hopefully, it doesn't end up doing what like the.
As long as he doesn't go in there with that cocky attitude.
Right. That's like the big thing here, because I'm like, nobody wants to be dealing with that.
And TV is totally different than playing.
No, absolutely.
Every guy that has switched over will say the same thing. You're using a whole different part of your brain.
Absolutely.
It's totally different from playing. So
absolutely. And honestly, it takes a certain type of person to be able to do that. You know what I mean? You have to be this certain level of, whether it's, talkative, informative, whatever. Like, you have to have like I feel like a certain criteria when it comes to being a media personality. And one of the best examples of what I feel like a good media personality is Jameis Winston. This dude is like, you cannot hate Jameis Winston.
He's at the World Cup.
I saw that, yeah.
It's one of the sideline.
How's it been going for that? Because I haven't seen.
Bro, he was turning up with the Netherlands. Turning.
I love that. I love that. See,
he was all in the crowd. He was on the bus. He was getting down. Jameis Winston. How can you not like the guy, man?
Right. At that point,
how can you not like the guy?
You honestly cannot, like, even, whether, like, because for him, obviously he was a big Bucks player, big Saints player for a little bit as well. Like, even for any of those other teams, whether it's the Panthers, if you're a Panthers fan, or if you're what the hell is that other team? Panther Falcons. Jesus, I forgot about the Falcons. I forgot they existed for 2 seconds. That's fucking sad.
It's the accident, ladies and gentlemen. It's the accident. It's starting to catch up with them.
The brain injury.
Okay. Yeah, it's a brain injury because we all know that was not a Caleb move.
I don't usually forget about teams, especially because we were just talking about them last week.
Yeah, so we're gonna blame the accident.
we're gonna blame that on my short-term memory loss. Now that's what we're gonna do. But it's like, even if you're a fan of one of those other teams, you really can't hate him. Like, I think Falcons kind of do have a grudge against him, because his last snap ever as a Saint was a fake knee into giving Jamal Williams the ball on like the 1 yard line for a touchdown. Like, that was his last snap as a Saint. And I can kind of understand if you have a grudge against him for that. That's fair. That's fair. I will say, it was funny watching Arthur Smith get absolutely livid. He was pissed when that happened. He was screaming at Jameis. He was screaming at Dennis Allen. He was screaming at the refs.
You can't scream at the player. The coach calls that, man.
Well, so it sounded like Jameis changed it, like at the line. He was told to take a knee, and Jameis was like, "Nah, we're getting Jamal this touchdown. Like, we're giving him the ball." For like an incentive or something like that, I think, that Jamal had.
I could definitely see that happening. So.
Yeah, and it was funny that even too, after that, obviously Arthur Smith was fired like 10 minutes later because he was awful and went 7-10 for 3 straight years and had the 8th overall pick 3 straight years.
Listen, he got 3 straight years. Other coaches would not.
Yeah, we're talking about you, Frank Reich, on the Panthers, getting 12 games or 9 games, I think.
It's sometimes it's like almost disgraceful how they do some coaches.
Yeah,
like you don't even give him a chance. Like this is not the team he picked. This is the team he inherited.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, because at the end of the day, like, the coach that they're bringing in still kind of picks the team. Like, the bones of the team are whatever they were from the previous year, but then you can make, not like say make whatever changes you want, but it's like you still have a say in the team. You can move this guy over here. You can move this guy over there. You could bring in this free agent. You could trade this guy away.
But if you're not getting good draft picks, if you can't really trade anybody, like, sometimes you're stuck with the hand that you're dealt.
Yes. 100%. But in some cases, they're like we're seeing right now with the Giants and John Harbaugh. He's got a lot of power in that meeting room. He has more power than Joe Shane does, honestly. From what it looks like, he's got much more power than Joe Shane. It's gonna be interesting to see. I actually am very excited to watch the Giants this year with John Harbaugh head coach, year 2 of Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo coming back. I'm excited for that. We were talking about CTE earlier. If Cam Scatterboo, like, bro, with how he plays and how he runs, I've seen it all over the internet. This man is heading for it. I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping he does not, because I like Cam Scatterboo. I want him to be healthy and well and yada, yada, yada.
He's gonna have to change up his style of play then.
He runs like a deranged toddler on a sugar high, and I love it. It's hilarious.
Hold on, so I've got some other sports news.
Yeah, let's run it.
Coming out of the world of tennis.
Ooh. Oh, yes, I did see. I think I know what you're about to talk about. I think I know.
Serena and tennis back together again.
Yep, they're running doubles at Wimbledon this year.
Yes, that's going to be exciting.
That'll be cool. Yeah, I think Serena's coming out of retirement for it, but did Venus also retire?
No, she never retired.
Okay. I don't follow with tennis that much, so for me, that's not something I'm super familiar with. But
right.
No, it is exciting though. It is exciting to see the sisters back at it once again. I know we're actually talking about the biopic movie a few weeks ago.
And in their piece.
Yeah, I still think it's funny. One of my favorite stories ever, and not for any particular reason. I just think it's an interesting story because people all over the place for really any sport where there's a men's. I don't want to say version and a women's version, but like when let's say NBA and WNBA and like now we have NHL and then the PWHL as well out here in Vegas. There's stuff like that where it's like, oh, a lot of times women say we are just as talented as the men. And in some cases, there are a lot of women players that are just as talented as their, male counterparts. There are a lot of cases in that, especially like in like the MMA and all that. There's a handful of like some of those women fighters are nuts. And I will absolutely give them their props. One of my things that I've seen from, I think this was, I want to say like 2006 or so, like really like, handful of year, around that kind of time frame. Serena Williams, I believe, was at the time the best player on the best women's player on the planet. And she said something, and she did like an interview or whatever and said something along the lines of, I'm just as talented as the best men's player. And just to call me the best player on the planet, why do you have to say the best women's player on the planet? So she kind of created like a challenge for herself she kind of created like an open challenge for men's players to kind of play her so she can kind of prove her point. And then she played it was like a 20-year-old kid, I think at the time. It was a guy that was outside the top 500, not even like a top ranked men's player. And he smoked her. Like he dog walked her this was like, 20 years ago. So I was, little itty bitty. So I'm just kind of regurgitating stuff I'm remembering. But
when it comes to all that, I'm like, if it's a technical sport, like anything that's not physical, I feel like would be more on an even playing field.
Yeah. Okay.
Because obviously men's bodies are different from women's bodies.
Yes.
That's why you see these men that are now trans going to swim and are dominating the women's swimming.
Yeah, like that one college player whose name I can't remember right now.
When they were barely ranked in men's swimming.
Right.
So I don't know, it's a different thing. That's why you have women's sports and you have men's sports. Just leave it at that. Let's leave it solo though. Play in your lane.
Yeah, but I mean, there are some cases where I've seen, like in college football, for example, we've seen like women's soccer players. There was for Vanderbilt a handful of years ago. I don't know if you remember, but there was they had one of like the women's varsity soccer players or whatever go in at kicker for a few weeks and actually be decent. Like wasn't anything special, but she was decent.
Not though. You're trained in kicking.
Yes.
You're not stepping out of your lane being a kicker.
No.
But they wouldn't put her at tight end.
I mean, she had the size for it, so they probably could have. What's that?
But be a kicker, yeah, of course you can be a kicker.
Yeah, but I mean, there are cases where it's like I've seen even in like high school sports too. Like there's I've seen I'll see on like TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever every now and again of some high school in rural Kentucky or whatever, and like there's a women's player that's dominating at linebacker or something like that on the men's varsity football team or something like, and it's like it's stuff like that. Or I just saw a video I think yesterday. I don't know if it's like part of the Banana Ball like grouping, but there's one of those like fun sport like baseball teams. It was like the Chicago Snowballs, I think is what their team name is. Where they brought on, I don't know what her name is, But I think she was like a college softball player or something like that. And they brought her on to kind of be a part of the team and do this. And I know there's a banana ball player, like an actual, like, I don't know if that's banana ball or not, but there's another one where she, I believe, is a pitcher for the Savannah Bananas at this point. And so it's like, obviously, like Savannah Bananas banana ball is a little bit of a step down from like MLB, but still, like, she's, these girls are competing at the same level as the men and doing well. Like, obviously, it's not going to happen all the time. And it's the same thing where it's like, there's going to be a scenario where a man goes into a woman's sport or a woman's version of the sport and maybe doesn't perform, and maybe they're, doesn't perform as well or whatever. You know what I mean? But at least in this scenario, it's going well.
Listen, like I said, it just depends on what it is.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Everything depends. I mean, whether it's a woman's going whether it's trying to advance herself in the women's sports or, a woman going to play on like the men's football team or basketball team or whatever. It all depends on the individual person and then also the team that they're playing for and also the league in which they play, whether it's the high school team or a college team, and it depends on like what region they're a part of and what the other teams look like and yada, yada, yada. There's a multitude of factors that go into it, of course, but still, it's really cool to see that, like, it kind of, in some cases, doesn't matter.
Like, I feel like a top women's athlete in soccer could play with the men.
Yes. But no, not talking about that. We were talking about the U.S. women's national team. They were having, I think close to 10 years ago now. They had essentially like an exhibition game against a high school men's varsity soccer team. It was like a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds. And they also got kind of dog walked. And this is when like Megan Rapinoe and like all those girls were dominating the world stage year in, year out. Basically, like, I mean, this is prime, U.S. women's national team years. And they got dog walked by sophomores.
Listen, that's why I say stay in your lane, stay where you stay, do what you do, play where you play. All this crossover sports this and crossover sports that. Do you see stories like this then? I've seen top WNBA players get beat by high schoolers.
Yep.
Like, just play where you play.
Do it. Hey, do what you want to do, at the end of the day.
I guess.
Whatever works for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to, hey, at the end of the day, you could do just about anything you put your mind to. So if you want to, if you're, a girl and you want to play on the men's varsity football team, go for it. Absolutely go for it. More power to you.
I'll come see you play.
Absolutely.
Play.
Hey, big support.
I support the ladies. So
absolutely. All day, every day.
So.
But it was funny. My mom and I were just talking because so I was dropping my sister off at the airport this afternoon, and I dropped my mom off at the airport this morning. She's going to San Francisco with her best friend, and then my sister's going to visit my grandma in another part of California. And when I was driving my mom to the airport at 3:30 in the morning, that was it was really early. I was starting to fall asleep a little, like not like fall asleep while driving, but like I was starting to catch a yawn and everything like that. I was tired. And so you're driving her to the airport, and we started talking about the PWHL women's hockey team that's out here in Vegas now. And honestly, we're talking about going to a few games once their season starts kicking up, because hockey's fun, man. Hockey's fun. I like going to hockey games, and those tickets are probably going to be pretty cheap.
Live hockey is dope.
Live hockey's dope. Love it. But yeah, it's going to be cool. Like I would, love to go, and those tickets, again, they're probably going to be pretty cheap just because it's a new expansion team and a relatively smaller, like, honestly, up until I found out that we're getting a women's hockey league team, I didn't really know that, I didn't really know that was like a big thing. You know what I mean?
Olympics.
Yeah, but like,
we got to get you on with the ladies, man, because you are just out here dropping the ball.
To be fair, it'd be dropping the puck, but
You're such a jackass.
No, obviously I've seen like professional women's hockey players are a thing. It's just, and we have them in the Olympics, of course. These are things that I know. But it wasn't a thing where I thought that there was an actual like league for it.
Guys, there was a
right. Let alone they were looking to expand.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing, more so. They're actually the Vegas women's hockey team TikTok page has been coming up on my For You page recently. Of them like
Really?
introduced, they've been coming up my TikTok page on my For You page, and like introducing the players and stuff like that. It's cool. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be fun.
Reach out to them.
What's
Let's
that?
get them on the show.
Yeah, you know what? I might try for it. We'll see.
On the show. That way, Quan can stop asking about Angelica.
I don't think he's ever gonna stop asking.
Where's she at?
I don't know. I'm in Phoenix. I don't know where she at.
I mean, if you're out of town, you're supposed to send a replacement.
Why? There's no need for a replacement, baby. We're both here on the show.
It would have been nicer if she was in studio.
We need.
gosh.
I have 2 empty chairs over here, Engel. I'm just saying.
I have empty chairs over here too. She can sit by me.
So Quan is sitting on one of them.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, we've got how many chairs in here? There's room. We got room.
I'm sure there's room. I'm sure there's room.
Relax. It's not like that, bro.
See how you guys do me, man?
I don't do nothing. This one starts it.
Whatever.
I'd rather see
whatever.
her every week than you guys.
I
Damn.
bet you would.
That's crazy. I thought we were friends, bro. That's crazy. I thought we were friends.
You saw what she looked like.
I'm okay. I understand I have glasses, but I'm not blind. All right.
All right. So who would you rather hang out with, me or her? Exactly.
Dang, no response to that one, Caleb.
Exactly.
Anyways, so
Hang out with you, buddy.
what's that?
I said, Quan, I'd rather hang out with you, buddy.
We've hung out a lot.
He's like, we've hung out plenty, is what he just said.
We have a lot of memories.
He's like, let's keep it in memories, bro.
We have memories. We have memories on VHS tape.
We do.
Now,
We do. Let's put those on
Caleb's
disc
never
so I can-
held a VHS tape.
That's not true. That
You
is
know what-
not true. I know what a
Caleb?
VHS tape is. I grew up watching VHS tapes.
Caleb.
Oh, he grew up
Yes.
poor. He had hand-me-down technology.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like a song.
Yeah. Yeah, no. My mom had a VHS player and had a handful of VHS tapes. My grandma has a huge collection of VHS tapes from all over the place. And so sometimes we'd go over to her house, and then after, we'd watch a couple of VHS tapes over there, and then might bring like 1 or 2 back home and watch them. And
What's your favorite VHS movie? Hustle and Flow?
honestly, one of my favorites that I like when I hear VHS, I immediately think of this movie is Land Before Time.
What do you know about Land Before Time?
Bro, Littlefoot's my dog, okay? Littlefoot's my
He's your dinosaur.
That's my dinosaur. Okay, you have to understand, Engel. Dinosaurs, especially when I was, like 4, 5, 6 years old, that was my shit. I had dinosaur sheets. My mom found dinosaur stickers at the dollar store and put them on my bedroom wall. Like I've been to, there's all like the national parks and whatever. There's a dinosaur national park in Utah. I went to that. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're a dinosaur guy.
Hell yeah. I like me some dinosaurs.
Yeah, don't get so excited. Relax.
It's dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
No, but Land Before Time is one of my favorite ones.
We're out of here.
Is it already? It's already been an hour? Damn.
Dang, he was right at an hour when he said that. That's wild.
An hour.
He already knew. Usually he's like 5 minutes early.
Caleb from Las Vegas, Engel from Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for another great show, guys. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time, next Tuesday.
With
Yes, sir.
Angelica.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the immense support that you guys have shown us especially over the last 8 months. We really appreciate you guys with all the changes that we've made over the last year or so. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and week out. Obviously, stuff starting to slow down just a little bit because most of the sports have ended now, but we're still here. We're having fun. And we hopefully will be able to see you guys next week. When Engel's back in Las Vegas and not in Phoenix. So
I'll be back.
It'll be cool, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week on Nothing Held Back.